car.
But you can either hit the unlock button to add these rocker panel out, horizontal, or having this in your pocket as opposed to pushing the dimple on the handle to open it, excuse me, to lock it, you push the dimple to open it. So a little bit different than what you're kind of used to. Then you can open it up. Now locking it is counterintuitive to what we've done before. You give this a little bit of resistance, and that's what actually locks the door. So if you don't have the key on you, or the car is on, or the engine's on, what have you, and you're trying to push this handle, you're probably going to break it because you're moving against this actuator and this motor. So be careful in doing that and let your guests know that. That's first and foremost. Make sure they know how to get into the car. Okay? I don't want to belabor that point, but very important. So one thing I want to say is this car is very, very minimalistic. Very, very clean lines. You notice obviously when the door handles go flush, even on the hood itself, there's no washer nozzles for your windshield washer fluid. They're actually connected, the nozzles, to the individual wipers themselves. So everything we tried to do to make it as clean as possible. On the front of the car, you guys can't really see it right now, but the grill itself is a little bit of a different direction than what we're used to. Same design, but the bottom of the grill is very low hood. But the bottom of the grill is very coarse, very spread out. Excuse me. A lot of individual gaps down at the bottom, but as you move up to the top, it gets denser and denser and denser. So just a different kind of approach to the spindle grill. We have these new triple beam headlights that are about half the size of our normal headlights. These actually have the same technology that we use in called polaric ellipsoid. But all that means is they give you the best peripheral vision when it's lighted. Obviously at nighttime you have just as good a vision moving forward as you do on the peripheral side because of this new technology we have here. And if you even look a little bit closer, we have the base headlight housing. This little kind of graphite to the side is actually little L's, small little L motifs. They're scattered all throughout the car, which is pretty amazing. Yeah, it's just a motif like spread up the axle. And then we have new technology that looks like more pedestrian safety technology, believe it or not. There's actually a tube behind the front bumper. If it comes into contact with a pedestrian, since it's such a low hood, can someone pop the hood? So, oh, there we go. So, if it does impact a pedestrian, there's small igniters, 4 igniters actually, like 1, 2, and 3 and 4, that actually pop the hood up just about 4 inches while it's still hinged, and then allow basically, if you were to fall as a pedestrian on the hood, allows the hood to actually cradle the fall. Just like a water balloon toss or an egg toss, you don't leave your hand out here when you're throwing an egg from 20 yards away, right? You want to cradle that. So that's really for the internal organs of, God forbid, a pedestrian that was impacted by the car. Overall, we still, of course, have quartering lights here as well, small little LED lights that are included in this entire headlight housing. What I wanted, watch it. What I'd like to do is let you know that
Johnson,
these wheels...
already upstairs.
Upstairs?
Yeah.
He was just filming. There's 3 different wheels available, so this finish on the wheel isn't my favorite. But there's 2 different 20-inch wheels. This is a forged aluminum wheel. Then we also have a cast wheel, 2 20-inch different wheels that we have, and also a 21-inch wheel. That's black painted inserts. Looks really, really good with the 21-inch wheels. On the side of the car, you'll notice instantly you see the big vents on the side in front of the rear wheels. We also have vents to the front wheels as well. This is kind of an industry first. You get some collateral effect with the wind actually cooling the brakes, but the main purpose of these vents is to, kind of like an airplane, to force the air to go where we want it to go for that aerodynamic, for that coefficient of drag. And anyone in service can appreciate having less turbulence here by the driver or the front passenger. So that's really an industry first. We have 2 different types of roofs that you can get. This one you'll want to know, because for the most part there's 3 packages. Okay, there's a touring package, which is basically as is, how this is exactly. And there's a sports package. Okay, the sports package comes with the active rear weight, like the RCM, the active rear weight, the carbon fiber things on the inside. You're going to get these sports seats, which is a lot more aggressive than the inside of this thing. And you're also going to have rear steer we have available, and you have the option of either package, you have to have the carbon fiber roof no matter what. But the sports package gives you the option, which is why we're building it, as you'll see. The gas model 4 different ways, and the hybrid only 1 way. So, you know, it's really just a sports package, carbon fiber glass roof, and then the performance package. So this is something a little bit different. There is a sunshade in here, but there is no motorized panel to the glass roof. This is stagnant, it's a skylight, it's a greenhouse effect, but at least you have that. Obviously with the carbon fiber, you're not gonna have any skylight coming through. So that's easy enough to say.
This is bad.
So I didn't even go over that. I'm sure we can agree to a price that's comfortable for you. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'll get to that in a second. But speaking of this, small little things you won't find online, no one's ever going to tell you, but even this kind of metallic garnish we have coming down the roof, like the RX, we have the floating C-pillar, floating roof line we call for the RX. This has a blacked out C-pillar effect. This is actually in the shape of a traditional Japanese sword. So it's a little bit of culture here as well. If you look at it like a katana coming out to a point really for the sword. So little things that people won't always know, but I will tell you, this car here is a hybrid model. It has the same powertrain as our GS Hybrid, 3.5 liter V6 with the electric motor. At the same time, this one is 354 horsepower, and then our gas equivalent, which will look exactly the same, even with the exhaust pipes. The only difference is really going to be the badging. That one is a 5 liter V8 naturally aspirated, but 471 horsepower. So you guys are probably all aware of that. So the gas model will start at 92. And the hybrid, which is here, is 96.5 starting. Now the production on that is 6-to-1. So for every 6 gas that we build 1 hybrid. So when you see this, it'll be a unicorn, right? Like you won't believe it actually exists out there. One thing I want to say, two of my favorite features. I'll start off with my second favorite. Here on the rear of the car is going to be, someone turn the headlights. So you've seen this probably in all the pictures, and you've probably wondered what it is, or you're probably sick of actually looking at it. But when you see it in person, I'm glad it's dark in here. Particularly at night, as you start to bend down, the taillights look as if they're like an infinity mirror. They're going on to infinity, like a black hole is the end. So here's the cool part that people won't always know. People that are into infinity mirrors know this, and they have propellers on their head because they're all into that, right? But I like it too. So there's actually only 1 light tube in here. It's not even a tube. There are 80 densely placed LEDs for the taillight. So there's 2 mirrors inside of the taillight housing. 1 mirror is just like, you know, when you wake up in the morning and you're brushing your hair and looking pretty, just a regular mirror. But there's a second mirror in there as well. That's a halfway mirror. Now that mirror allows 50% of the light to pass through, 50% of the light to reflect. In that case, it gives you that continuum of going on forever. But the taillight housing itself is only 3 inches in depth. So that cool effect, infinity mirror trick, is here. And you'll notice someone that's been looking at the back for a while. Can someone open up the trunk for me? Anybody from the rear? No, not right there. From the outside. Yes, you have that vantage point. You're always smart with all this stuff. So go ahead and push it.
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay, unlock the doors. Power lock. Unlock the doors. Okay, now do it. What's your name again? Forget. What's your name?
Lee.
Lee, that's right. So a little bit different. So you don't hover your hand over the badge, or there's no other button anyone else. A little bit of camo on the right side that people may forget how to actually open that up. And I'll tell you this. So there is run flat tires on here as well. So all of them come run flat tires, no matter what. But we have what I call like a Dr. Scholl's insert now to the actual tires. It's a lot more comfortable. Like you have there's more lateral support in driving it and a higher vertical clearance, which allows it to feel like, who's driving it? Feel like, oh, I didn't see it. It feels like almost like an LS in a 2-door. So it feels unbelievable. Obviously it has another animalistic effect to it, particularly on the gas model. And the exhaust is incredible on the gas model. No one try and grab the engine right now because you're going to waste your time. It's a hybrid. Keep telling yourself that. So this was my second favorite feature. My first favorite feature, I'll tell you after this stops. This is on. So take a look at, while this is on, take a look at the brake lights as well. I'll wait for that to die down. So you get into the car, particularly at nighttime, taking your lady out, right? You're in the car with the key in your pocket, nothing is started yet. You look and all of a sudden the power button just has a slow, very slow heartbeat, right? And then you're with your lady.
Yeah.
So he puts his foot on the brake and now the car goes double time. And it's actually blinking at him, the power button, saying, please turn me on. Right? So that little effect, again, that everyone's writing in Motor Trend and Road and Track about the car, they're not telling you about the little creature comfort, particularly if you're delivering the car at nighttime.